Welcome back to my channel, or if it's your first time, welcome for the first time. But I would highly suggest to go back and start and binge even from the beginning, because to really appreciate the journey where it is right now, to appreciate this episode, you really gotta see, how it all began. I mean, would you just jump into, I don't know, Breaking Bad or The Sopranos? Not that I'm comparing myself with the giant TV shows of all time, but those are sequential shows. They go in an order. They build upon the last episodes, and that's how you tell a story. And that's what I think I'm doing here. So, whether this is your first time, by the way, I say so a lot, I realized when I edit, and I often try to cut out the so. So I'm going to be, just said it again. Anyway, make sure you're subscribed and like the video and give it a thumbs up, which is the same thing as like, but I'm not going to cut that out. And leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. What are you excited to watch today? That makes no sense. Okay, clearly it is time for me to have a coffee. And let's just get to it. I'm sincerely confused about what's happening at this point, maybe a week or so after the acute injury. And I start just doing all the things my brain can think of, frozen peas, getting all sorts of topical creams, ointments. The thing is, though, is that there was no swelling, there was no black and blue. It felt like it was bleeding on the inside. It felt like it was black and blue, but there was nothing visible to see. I am at the gym and I'm afraid. So this is my first any kind of physical activity in over a week. So if you don't know, I smacked my knee really hard into a short end table carrying laundry about 2 weeks ago today. And not dancing, not doing any of the crazy things I've been doing all year, but that's the thing, right? It's those things that get you. It's so silly. Everything I've read suggests that I'm gonna be fine. It's just gonna take time. Like right now I got pins and needles and numbness going on. I'll share a screenshot after this of what I think I have. But the pain seems to have kind of plateaued the last couple of days, so we shall see. Anyway, I wanna go stretch. How do you stretch though when you can't get warm first? Because static stretching is bad. And I'm afraid to get warm first because any kind of warmness means cardio in my knees. But I'm gonna figure it out. I'll keep you posted. Talking in bed. I found that the elliptical didn't hurt in the moment while I was doing the exercise, so I stuck with it. I got this knee brace here because upon my expert Googling, I found out that, hey, that might be of service to me. So I just had to tell you this very quick dance-related story, if you will. So I just got back from Air One. I went there literally to grab their tortilla chips. They're in-house nothing. They're amazing. And it's Taco Tuesday and I'm going to do some guac and chips. Anyway, so I go there for only 2 minutes. And side note, little preamble, I've been in a weird little mood the last couple of days in regard to my knee. It's like, why isn't it getting better? It's like annoying to me. I want to dance. That's another story. So I asked the universe, just for a sign that I'm on the right path. I'm supposed to dance. I know I am, but just, I'm in my head right now. And I walk into Air One, and who is the first person? I turn like that, and who is walking in right behind me? Derek Huff. And I thought, okay, that's my sign. That's my sign. Just wanted to share. After 2 weeks, maybe, and feeling no alleviation, I'm like even more confused and thinking, okay, I need to commit to this 100%. I mean, I'm almost aggressive in my tenacity when I set my mind to something, knowing that something feels off with my body, which is so bizarre because I don't see anything, right? It feels like it's bruised. It feels like it's swollen, but there's nothing for the eye to see. And so now I'm taking it to the next level. I got this fancy ice pack knee compress thing. I go out to this ranch, a horse ranch in Burbank or Toluca Lake maybe. I get this guy. They told me at the place to be really careful and to apply it with gloves on because it's super strong and it's meant for horses. As you can see, DMSO in horses, among many things, it helps with the treatment of muscle trauma, tendinitis, laminitis, and arthritis. but humans use it too. And apparently it's this trick. I know people personally who told me to get it, that when they put it on their back, for example, it really helps with muscle spasms and whatnot. And I thought, okay, I'll just try anything. And now cut to after icing my knee with my new fancy knee ice pack. I'm icing it up 3 times a day for over a week, and I'm not getting better. If anything, I'm getting worse. Common sense would suggest that something I'm doing is exacerbating the issue. It's hindering the process or something. It hits me all of a sudden. It's gotta be the ice. And I begin to fall down the rabbit hole of icing versus heat and whatever. And yeah, everything I've read, there's always gonna be conflicting data. Generally speaking though, in regard to an acute injury, a moment of impact injury, you wanna ice it up to 72 hours. A lot of people suggest 1 day max, that's it. Here's me starting to ice it a week after the moment of impact, and then for a week plus. What? After more time and the pain not dissipating, I head to my general practitioner to see what he says. And, he was just kind of playing around with the leg and, mobility-wise, motor function-wise, strength-wise, all those things are fine. And again, it looks just fine. But he prescribes an x-ray. And the x-ray comes back saying everything is fine. Well, this weekend marks 3 weeks since I hit my knee on an end table. And it's not really better. And in my constant pursuit of healing, I'm doing something today I didn't think I was going to do because, to be frank, it's not in my budget. I've heard nothing but great things about it over the years, and I'm going to give it a shot. So my knee, I've been using this DMSO, I think that's what it's called, this roll-on for a couple of days, and I kind of feel like I had a bad reaction to it. I've been incredibly itchy and rashy and burny. And I don't know if my knee symptoms are okay, but the roll-on made things worse. I don't know what's happening. What I do know is I'm also experiencing now, the last couple of days, like stabbing pain in the knee. It feels like it's bleeding in there. It's just very strange. So I don't know what's up. Anyway, anything to do to help, right? So here we go. I'm a little nervous because it can be claustrophobic. They promised me I'll be fine. You can sit up in there. Right, I am here for another session of the hyperbaric oxygen therapy. I'm doing 3 back to back to back. We recommend to get the most out of this particular treatment. You want to do it on consecutive days. Apparently that is the most optimum for healing, so I'm hoping it works. What's interesting is this is in Tarzana, and in this particular shopping center here is where I had therapy all the way back in like the mid-90s, talk therapy in this same shopping center. So I don't know, how funny, right? That was like mental therapy, and I'm here now, decades later, for my body. There's something about that. And now I decide it's time to get a prescription for an MRI because more time is passing and there's no alleviation in pain, discomfort, my symptoms, and I guess could a walking into an end table, and by the way, I should show this end table. How would my docuseries and this chapter of my injury be complete if I didn't show you the infamous end table, which, let's be honest, this is a TV stand. It's not meant to function as an end table. See, it used to live right here as a sort of, I don't know what they call it, an end table, an end piece or something for the bed. And I was folding laundry on this side of the bed, and then I was walking this way to go to the closet to put things away. and I walked right into it. And I just want to clarify here, this isn't like a nice, cute, little, sweet, round-edged thing. It is super sharp, and I think it was the perfect storm of just the angle and the speed, and it got me right in the middle of the knee right there. And so now we moved it, to the window here, so it's out of the way, because I do not think this is a table that is meant to function as really a furniture piece. And by the way, it's super dusty. I don't know if you can tell, forgive me. So let's just get an MRI, see what that says. All right, walking here to get my MRI first thing in the morning on Monday before 7:30. I just got to rule out all options. I don't know why. It's now been over 4 weeks. And the pain is really not dissipated. It's just evolved and become weirder, and I don't know what's up. So let's just figure this out, shall we? Right after the MRI, my partner and I had a trip planned to Puerto Vallarta. And to be honest, my, mental state wasn't amazing, but vacation. I mean, what better to let go? And I'll be honest, it was a really tricky trip. There was a lot of walking, and I often felt okay on long walks. And I'm like, I'm fine. And then after the long walks, while I'm resting, is when the pain would, really rise to the surface and seem to really heighten and magnify. And it was just this constant of what's going on with me? I need to be dancing, all that work. Wait, it's vacation. And it was just definitely a lesson in letting go. Where else better to let go, right, than on vacation? That said, I'm human, and I just wanted, I guess, the peace of mind of knowing what was up. And then finally, there was a call from the doctor getting the MRI report back. And I remember literally standing in front of the hotel at this busy boulevard situation and trying to talk to the doctor and trying to hear them. By the way, cognizant the entire time that this is costing me quite a bit of money, trying to rush off the phone because every minute you're charged for. And they tell me, what does the MRI say? Well, I'm not crazy. I'm not a hypochondriac. I actually have a thing. I have a meniscus tear in my knee. The fact that occurred from an acute injury of smacking my knee against a stupid ass short table and not from all the dancing this year is crazy. And a little bit like, I don't know what the word is. It's very frustrating and sad almost, because I've been so careful and cautious and preventative in my dancing. And honestly, I've been up and down in my emotions. Even my trip, it was hard for me to really let go, because the pain of the knee, which by the way has not been horrible. Every day it's it's just different. Some days it's actually pretty good, some days it's not, but I always feel it. I got back from Mexico yesterday. I am off to the MRI facility to grab this CD imaging of the MRI, because I got very lucky. And honestly, it's not just luck, it's my perseverance. I'm a crazy person when it comes to advocating for my health and securing an appointment with a doctor. And I literally got in with a very, very good orthopedist who specializes in the knee at USC on the last calendar day of the year, tomorrow. Do you know how hard that is? Normally, the last week of the year is either everybody's trying to get their appointments in before the calendar year is over, and the doctors are swamped, or doctors are out of town. I got in. I gotta have a plan of attack. Going in to 2023. I have faith this is happening for a reason. There is something higher than me that knows this is serving me somehow, but it feels like kind of dark right now and daunting and just hard to grasp that this is happening for me, not to me. That's a spiritual platitude everybody says today. How is this happening for you? Well, I don't know yet. Right now, I mean, I was even thinking just now on the drive, like stretching. Like when I stretch, it really, really hurts. I've been making so much progress, you know, in regard to being consistent with my stretching alone. And you know, I've had a lot of stories about that. Well, now I can't stretch, and it's like, oh my God, am I losing my flexibility and all that crazy shit? But I have to trust that when I can, and I get back to dancing and stretching and all of that, that I'll be fine. I'll get back to where I was. I'm gonna work so damn hard. I just know in 2023, I have to be working as a dancer. I'll be working, I'll be meeting people, community, getting better, more and more training. And I'm not gonna lie, man, that halt right now on my progress, it feels like a lot. It really does. I drove an hour to get the CD imaging of the MRI results, but I got it. And now it's time to go to the orthopedist first thing in the morning, last calendar day of the year for a doctor's appointment. I did it, I did it, I did it. I admit my heart is racing. I hope that his answers are super optimistic and positive as to the duration of the healing. And I'm almost emotional right now. It's crazy. I just want to be well and get back to what I know that I am meant to do. So, okay.
The only abnormality I really see is you still have a little bit of fluid and swelling in the bone in the kneecap.
Okay.
And that correlates much better with where your injury was. So you kind of hit this right on the front. All right.
Oh.
All right, so the bone is a little bruised. You can see here if that's whiter than this area over here.
Okay.
Okay. But the underlying cartilage looks normal. So you haven't damaged the smooth gliding surfaces of the knee. Really, quite honestly, the knee looks very good. Okay, I'm
so grateful.
So, where does that leave us? I still think it's going to take many weeks for that bone bruise to completely resolve. But you may want to try a short course of physical therapy, which will help with just strengthening the muscles around the knee. And it'll, in addition to your dancing workouts and routine, will help.
Okay.
And then I can also give you an oral anti-inflammatory medication that'll reduce some of that edema that's falling in the kneecap. But I would expect this will take at least another 6 weeks before it really turns.
The bruising aspect of it.
Yeah, exactly. But there's no internal derangement at the knee. The knee structures the ligaments, cartilage, everything else look good.
Now, explain to me the whole meniscus thing, because I'm super confused. Like, if that popped up on there, is that an issue?
No, and I don't see that it's just tear on there.
So, that's amazing. So, how come the MRI says it then?
You know, it's all subjective.
It is all subjective?
Yeah, I mean, that is not a clear tear by any stretch of the imagination.
So what do you see anything with the meniscus at all?
Not really.
Dancing on it, does that exacerbate the issue with the bruise?
I would say if dancing causes pain that's less than 3 out of 10, in the pain scale 10 being the worst, then 1 being minimal or no pain,
Right.
then it's fine. If it starts to escalate like 5, 6, 7, then you probably need to take a breath.
Stretching really hurts, just going into a lunge or something like that. So that hurt. I mean, it's not like painful that I'm like, oh, if I feel something, that's probably bad. But is it not bad? Then I can continue stretching.
It's okay to feel something.
It's okay to feel something.
Yeah, don't be like, oh, is there something wrong here? But if it's sharp, incapacitating pain, that's just sign to back off. Okay. My bet is that the oral medication will help tremendously.
Okay.
And that in 6 weeks from now, you'll forget that this was even there. There's no surgery to future with this.
Wow. I don't know.
It's all good.
No, I feel like crying. I'm so excited. I was like, oh my God, my whole career is like at a halt, but I can.
Oh, well, you're going to be fine. You're earlier going to be fine.
Okay, great.
Me at the doctor's office finding out I don't have an actual meniscus tear. It's just a freaking bruise. Yes! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I know I'm so dancing, and I know that there's not supposed to be any hiccups and delays. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I get to walk into this new year with 100% certainty that I'm gonna be just fine. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Okay.
So, with all that, obviously, I was feeling very optimistic going into the new year, and I can't even believe I'm going to show you this clip of me, perhaps a little bit tipsy on New Year's Eve.
All my dreams are gonna come true. I'm gonna do what I wanna do. 2023. All I'm gonna do. All my dreams are gonna come true. I'm gonna do what I wanna do. I have a gift for lyrics and for rhyming and for musicality. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't believe I actually showed that to you to save myself some embarrassment. I cut it short, but there you are. So, entering 2024, no, 2023. That's how long ago that was. Entering 2023, full of hope and just utter certitude that this will be behind me in no time and I will be dancing again and very excited. So, for so much more, like, I don't want to be that guy who is like, you don't even know what you're in for, but yeah, make sure you're subscribed, like the video, comment. I'd love to know your thoughts. Are you an athlete? Are you a dancer? Have you had an injury? How was that for you? How is that for you if it's something you're currently going through? Let's go through this together. Let's be there for each other and send each other prayers and love and just the knowing that one day it'll be behind us, however that looks. And that might look different for each of us. Until next time.